Welcome. This is the Men Church Stuff Podcast. This is the show where brothers-in-law DJ Culp and Brad Coleman talk about stuff from our perspective as men. It's a show for anyone who wants to hear how Christians interact with the world. And don't worry, we're real. We've grown up in church, and we want to share our experiences with you. We're going to talk about life stuff, church stuff, we'll talk man stuff, and stuff. The show starts now. Greetings, listeners here and there and everywhere, all across the land. This is the Men Church Stuff Podcast. I am one of your hosts, DJ Culp. As always, here with my beloved brother-in-law, Brad Coleman. Brad, it has felt like forever since I've done that. It feels wonderful to introduce our show again.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's been, what has it been, 2 or 3 weeks since we've recorded?
Yeah. Which feels like 3 months, though.
I know, man. It feels like it has been forever. Listeners, man, I just have to apologize for Brad and I both. We didn't have any shows in our, kind of in a cache for us to be able to dip out of. You all know that it's a hobby for us. And so we're really sorry that we've not had, a show for you guys in the last couple of weeks, but, we are back at it. And today is a very special episode. One of our favorite shows to do every year. This is the 3rd annual May the 4th Star Wars special. And we have, I've got such a treat to introduce. My brother-in-law, before we jumped on, my brother-in-law has shown that he was gifted something very special. Brad, it is your turn, man. I want to hear about this thing.
That's right. So my good buddy Dan and his wife Jonette found out I'm a big Star Wars fan, and so gifted me this nice AT-ST, nice vintage, all-terrain armored scout transport, all-terrain scout transport. Yeah. So
So
it's
awesome.
it's definitely a keep piece sitting on the fireplace, but I brought it down to share.
So listeners that are Star Wars fans, you know what kind of a gem that is. If you are not a Star Wars fan, it wouldn't take you a lot to realize, like, anything original from the 80s, Star Wars, anything original from the 80s already has a higher price tag. And the rarer the toy, obviously the higher the price. And this is a gem.
Its guns.
Gosh,
still got
man.
its guns, still got its cover.
That is a beautiful, like, I'm about to say this, that is a beautiful toy.
Yeah, that's right.
That is incredible. Oh, man.
Choo, choo, choo. Right from the Battle of Endor. DJ, you left all of a sudden.
Sorry about that, Brad. I had a technical difficulty on my end. Yeah, what a beautiful piece, Brad.
Yeah, Lucasfilms, 1982. Older than me.
Yeah.
Old as DJ.
Old as me.
This
That's
thing
right.
is old as dirt.
Yeah. So, all right, Brad, the very first Star Wars ep that we had, we just kind of covered a lot of territory. Last year's Star Wars ep, we talked about Boba Fett, we talked about Jar Jar, we talked about Akbar, and we talked about Wedge. So I want to do a discussion on the worst of the movies, because we've got to talk about it. Like, if we're going to have Star Wars conversations, we have to include the topics that we don't want to talk about, because they're still part of the Star Wars, what's the word? Universe, Star Wars universe. So, I finished last night while I was finalizing final grades. I finished The Force Awakens. I've watched it several different times. But I want to start with, let's just kind of do your overview, your take, Brad, or our takes on the newer Star Wars. So this would be, what is that? So that'd be 9. No, which ones are 8, 9, 10. There it is. Star Wars 8, 9, 10.
So let's start out with a little bit of a disagreement, because I would say 1, 2, and 3 are the worst. The prequels.
Do you think the prequels are worse than the newest 3?
Absolutely. They have their merit. They have their information. But
see, Okay,
But
then I'm going to disagree with you, and here's why. For me, I think the original or the first three, not the original three, but Star Wars 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So sorry, I want to talk about 4, 5, 6. I want to talk about 7, 8, 9, not 8, 9, 10. 7, 8, 9. I think that 1, 2, and 3 actually are better because their story has way more purpose and way more depth than the newer three. Like, I understand. I think I understand where you're
I'll
coming
give
from.
you like history.
Yeah.
Like for me, like history wise, yes, you should watch 1, 2, and 3 at least once. For the history, no qualms with the actors. Like I think the acting was good.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, that they don't have the rewatchability like
So,
as much.
all right.
Like they
So,
just
so
they're
when
just
you say that, are you talking about like the CGI? Are you talking about the like the what's I'm have like words are hard right now. Are you talking about like the cinematic qualities of the movie? What would cause you to
okay.
say that the first three are
I
that
don't
bad?
like I like B-rated movies, so so cinematic quality is not a problem with me.
Yeah.
Um, I don't. They just don't. They don't grab me as much. Like they're not bad,
Mm-hmm.
but they're just not to me. They're not like A New Hope. Like you can watch over
For
and
yeah,
over and over and
yes.
over again. They're not even like on the level of Rogue One, which
No,
man
no,
like
no,
just
of course not.
gets you in and tears you up. So I don't know. Like there's just some of it's just annoying. Like again, we've talked about Jar Jar.
Yeah.
He's
Horrible
kind of
character.
annoying. Um,
What a waste of time.
but I just, you have the whole Anakin talking about sand and how he hates sand and some of that. So, I mean, like, I'm torn. I don't hate them, right? I still like them.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get people to get me wrong. I'm glad they're there. They add depth to my Star Wars universe. I just like put them on the kind of the far end. It's
Sure.
like, no, you can't get rid of them. I don't want you to get rid of them.
But knowing that they're there is fine with
Yeah,
it's
yeah. I
good with
mean,
you.
I've watched them. I'll probably watch them again eventually.
Right.
But as far as like, yeah, they miss a little bit. So I don't know. I know that there's been a lot of flack with the newer ones, and
Mm-hmm.
there's some things that I'm like, okay, that's dumb. But I do like Ray, and I do like
Mm.
um Kylo Ren. I like Kylo Ren's back and forth, really internal struggle.
Mm-hmm.
I
I do
liked
too.
that
I'm with you on that.
wrestling with
Yes.
the dark and the light. Like he, and I think they brought that wrestling a lot firmer, better, more like
Yeah.
psychotic, not psychotic. You can see the light trying to come out, but he's still being drawn toward the dark.
Yeah.
I think they did it better than they did with Anakin in the prequels. Again, I think the actor that played Anakin did a great job. I don't think that was the issue. I think just like
So maybe Brad, I'm not going to disagree with you that he did it better, or that they did it better. I think that the perspectives and like kind of like the chronology can't be compared. And the reason I say can't be compared is with Anakin, actually, with us being able to watch Anakin becoming Darth Vader, to me the difference of the way that I watch the struggle taking place is that pre-Anakin, the Sith is still out there. The Jedi know that the Sith is either out there or going to return, right? So there's always kind of this hidden, ominous, almost like idea that the Jedi are just looking out for, right? So there's always kind of this sense that they need to be watching their backs. And so with that whole plot kind of unraveling to where it actually is happening right in the midst of them, I think that's the perspective that we need to watch the first three, 1, 2, and 3 from. With 7, 8, and 9, I think that the struggle is so different because Kylo Ren knows about what the struggle could actually end up doing. Right? He's seen Darth Vader. He knows the history, as you were mentioning. He knows the history post. Basically, if I can just go spiritual here, post like repentance, right? I mean, post restoration. And I think that the struggle is so unique in Kylo Ren's character that has no comparison to Anakin's, because Kylo Ren, I like, as you were saying, I like to see. I think it's very interesting, and he does a great job. The actor does a really good job at displaying what this sort of oscillation of, do I actually follow in my grandfather's footsteps? Do I abandon the path that I have deliberately chosen? Right? Anakin didn't. I think Anakin was. I think there's argument that could be made where he was duped into it, and
there was trauma, and yeah, and definitely.
Right.
Sidious played on his trauma.
Yes, and there wasn't anywhere near that amount of like former trauma that was playing into the narrative of Kylo.
He twisted his love too. He did. Sidious twists Anakin's love.
Yes,
Anakin's wants to he loves his mother. Now there's the selfishness, right? Because he wants to bring his mother back, and I think that's really what Sidious was able to twist.
Yeah,
not the love itself.
Well, not only that, but I also think that there was not just a like the love of his mother, but there was also the desire to worship himself. Right? Anakin did not have the he hadn't gained the wisdom to figure out that there's more to life than just his own power. He figured that out after seeing the Emperor begin to destroy Luke, right? That's what I think. That's when he began to realize, okay, I've got the power to do all of this, but there's more to my life. There's more to the world than just owning it. Because my son right now is showing what it's like to deliberately not own it, right? He, like Luke closes up his lightsaber, he tosses it away, and he says to the Emperor, I'm never turning to the dark side, right? And so Vader watches this whole scene play out. Kylo Ren doesn't have that background, right? He's powerful, but he's certainly wrestling with his own power, at least in his night tremors, or night terrors. But
so you have, he's got his mom is Leia, his dad's Han Solo,
right?
His Uncle Chewie.
So no, you're not wrong. And
Luke, and again,
to
arguably,
me, it's way more stable of an upbringing than Luke had, than Anakin had.
I think Luke is, in this case, he is the variable that is shaky, right? Because he's afraid of the dark side at that point.
Am I hearing you imply that Luke?
I think he pushed him to the dark side. I don't think he meant to. And then again, you have Kylo's rendition of what happened, and then you kind of have Luke kind of talking a bit about it. And I think maybe there was a bit of a misunderstanding there.
Yeah.
Because in Kylo's mind, Luke was about to just kill him in his sleep. That would have been him pushed on the dark side, not Kylo.
Right.
So I don't know that happened exactly the way that Kylo reared it out to be, like that was his perception of what was going on. But again, I think I hate this part, by the way, but from a standpoint of hitting you in the gut, it's hard to beat. They bring back Han Solo, and it's amazing. Here is Han Solo, and then you have this one Han Solo showing his love in a way he's never before, which I think is awesome, because I think we all knew it was there, right? He loved Leia, he loved Luke, he loved Chewie, he loved those stupid droids. He certainly loved the Millennium Falcon. I mean, he even liked Lando Calrissian.
He did, kind of.
He's a deep guy. He just doesn't show it. But then you see this emotional moment between him and his son, and I saw it coming. When they're leading up there.
I know.
But and then Chewie oversees it. I mean, that's some serious drama, and that hits home in a way that I can handle. Here's one of the things I hate about the prequels. Okay, and I get it. It's true to Star Wars, whatever. We didn't need Anakin, the alluding to the Anakin's cutting down all the younglings.
No,
We didn't need that little.
We really
We
didn't.
we don't need the little youngling looking at Anakin going, what do we do, Master Skywalker, or whatever?
Mean, if they had included that just as like a side note,
yeah,
that would have been okay. But no,
yes.
It's
and again, you don't get the same again because they're kids,
and for that reason, dude, that's why like I'm not going to show number 3 to Noah, not until he's ready, like not until he's a little like
he's never going to be ready.
He's never going to be ready for that. All right, so
Noah, you're 75.
Yeah, right. We're not ready for it yet.
It's time for you to find the truth.
So here's the thing, Brad. I don't want today's conversation to get too bogged down in comparing like 3 movies against 3 movies. I think there's way too much to talk about there. So you and I are both on the same page that Kylo Ren is a really good character. They've like I don't know if it was George Lucas. I know J.J. Abrams was the director of that one. Another reason why I know this because I watched it last night. But the thing that I do not like about the last 3 is Rey, and the reason is because I can handle the random aspect. I can handle that she is a random variable. I mean, Anakin was, right? That was Anakin's story. He actually was random. They wrote him into the movie, or Lucas, I suppose, in the books, wrote him as being a miracle birth, a miracle baby. I can handle that narrative. The fact that now Rey, I was okay with until I began to track what her family lineage was, and then I thought, what?
Right.
Okay.
And that's not the way I wanted it to turn out.
And once I did, I began to kind of like backwards track. And listeners, if anybody's listening thinks, man, you guys are really overanalyzing these movies. This is a Star Wars special where Brad and I geek out. Yes, you're right. So here's the thing for me. Rey, I know that she experienced the Jedi trials to a point with Luke, but she's too random. She didn't really show, like they didn't write in this is her, excuse me, that sort of, this is her dark side that she has to work around. Now, some of the listeners may immediately disagree, and I mean, like, this is a major, Brad, help me. This is a major spoiler alert. There it is. This is a major spoiler alert that what her grandfather was the Emperor.
Yeah, Palpatine.
And
she's a Palpatine.
And if there is anything that is really more disgusting than any other fact in this entire Star Wars universe, it's that right there. And I won't have. And that's all I'm going to say.
Agree.
Yeah,
and
that's all I'm going to say. Like
that was probably one of the most disappointing things. And again, I get it from a standpoint of, okay, here's the story, and she's carrying this, that she finds out that, my grandfather's Hitler, Space Hitler.
Yeah, Space Hitler. That's right.
But, it's okay because I'm not him. And I get that. And that's a great narrative, but it doesn't work.
It does not work
the way, because this is Star Wars, right? And so, yeah, she doesn't need to be Palpatine.
No.
That doesn't add to the story. I wasn't like, I liked the character of Snoke until when they made him just some like clone-ish thing, weird clone of Palpatine. I would have been more okay with him being Palpatine. I thought he went down too easy too.
Oh,
to
gosh,
be as
yeah.
powerful, be as powerful as he is, and to just be able to be taken out basically without a fight.
Yes. He is
weak sauce.
He's almost just like a side character.
Yeah, he is. But they lead him up to be like, here's the big baddie, and then it's like, just kidding. There's a whole like test tube full of him.
Like it is one of the biggest disappointments of the later three. And again, the idea of Rey, how she kind of stumbles across like the Force and stumbles across the lightsaber, all of it is too random. It is like if they had made any connection at all, all to a Jedi's either to a Jedi's like family line heritage, or if they had made her somehow connected to the Jedi in a more direct fashion. It was almost like they're trying to reinvent the Jedi until they ended the movies, at which point in time she took the name Skywalker, and I thought, why? This is stupid.
Right. I wanted her to be a Skywalker.
Yeah, I wanted her to be a Skywalker. It would make more sense.
But not to just like tack on the name.
No.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Because I wanted it to be. I kept trying to figure out as the movies were progressing. All right, come on, she's got to be like a Skywalker, right? This is this.
Yeah.
So how did this happen? Did Leia not know there were twins? You know, because I didn't want her and Kylo Ren to be some kind of romantic interest, and I think they tried to.
I know.
Start to tease that
Dude,
out.
you're right. Thank you for the very first time that I saw 7, 8, and 9. I thought, oh my gosh, this is incredible. They're doing the Luke Leia again. This is except this time, Kylo Ren is the bad guy. Luke, right? In the original trilogy, Luke and Leia were both good guys.
Right.
This is awesome. I am so on board with this.
Bring my brother back.
Yo, this
is why we have such a connection.
Amazing. That's right.
This is why we have the connection.
And that would have been incredible. But no, they have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah, it's actually we just met. We're both just Force.
Yeah, and I've got to kiss you before I die. I mean, you've made it a soap opera. This is dumb.
Yeah.
So anyways, I will say this about Kylo Ren and Luke. One of the biggest, baddest scenes I'm going to say this, Brad, of all Star Wars history, in my opinion, is where Kylo Ren and who he thinks is the actual Luke Skywalker pair up. When I saw that scene the very first time, I thought, what just happened? And then it occurred to me that Luke's feet had not been making impressions.
Right. And they kind of give us that lead up.
Oh my!
They kind of give us that lead up. They're like, oh, look, there's this orangey stuff under. It's not snow. It's like ash or whatever. And so if you just touch it's orange.
It's salt.
Yeah, salt. Right. Yeah. So if you just touch it, it's like red underneath.
It's so awesome.
Hey guys, pay attention to the fact that it's red underneath. Like if you just barely press on it, it'll leave red tracks.
And then when he just Luke just punks the crap out of Kylo Ren by saying, and everything that you just said was wrong, and then disappears. Oh my gosh. That is seriously boss mode. That right there. And see, and that's the kind of Star Wars narrative that I was wanting, and that I think that the Star Wars universe demands. Because, Brad, of what you said, the original 3, 4, 5, and 6, why is it that we can go back and just watch those again and again and again? It's not just because the movies themselves, like the cinematography was good and innovative like crazy, but because the plots are so succinct. The plots are direct, and you can make data points. You can connect all of these points to each other. And I can't do that with 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah.
Now,
Can we talk about how stupid the little dagger was too? You just pull it out and there's the mountain. How she actually finds Luke. Hey, here's a dagger, and I pull it out. And, this is it. You go through all of this thing to get R2 to give you all this stuff. That was dumb.
It was really
dumb.
It
was not clever.
And the worst way to end, I think, any Star Wars movie was the way that they ended The Force Awakens. Rey stands there with Luke's lightsaber, and she holds it out for approximately 2.5 minutes. They don't do anything. They just stand there.
Listen, she had to really train for that. Okay. Do you know how hard it is to hold something like that up?
Now, I want to come back to what you said, that you liked Rey.
Mhm.
I love Rey's okay, follow me. I love Rey's character.
Mhm.
I don't like Rey because, again,
Okay.
I think that if she had a very deliberate purpose
Mhm.
for training to be a Jedi, I'm in. Yeah, again, it was just too random. So Rey didn't, to me, she didn't like earn the Jedi. Like she didn't work
And
through.
and I get what you're saying. I think yeah, like I think she grows up School of Hard Knocks, right? Because she's just
Yeah.
left to fend for herself.
Yes.
I think they probably could have teased some of that out, right? Because I think what your problem is, and I have a little bit of problem with it, is that she came through these powers like from nothing to like
Everything.
super Jedi,
Yes.
like so quickly.
Yeah.
Versus like, okay, maybe you have a little scene where as she's a little girl, she's starting to realize she has these powers
Right.
and she's been using them, maybe not in the Jedi style, but hey, oh, I can jump really high as I'm, scrapping this stuff to survive. I can
Right.
do this instead of like, oh, wait, I have Jedi powers?
Yeah, and that's, yeah, I think, yeah, thank you very much for being able to vocalize it. You're right that they make it seem like the Force is actually just for the taking.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I mean, they
if you want to
show
use the
these
Force, you can
kids-
use the Force.
Well, they show in these kids, because I think on one level it is, but like they show these Force sensitive kids, right? Like, and they show like these little, like they kind of allude, like there's this kid that's Force sensitive, and like he just has the broom come to him, like at the end of one of those.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and so I think so they're setting it up for that. I think they could have teased out, hey, Rey doesn't really know what the Force is, but she knows but she knows like, hey, when I really concentrate, I can do these things. Like I don't know how I made that thing move. But yeah, I think it is kind of upsetting that she just masters it without really going through. Like, okay, here's Kylo Ren, who has studied under Luke, who has then studied under Snoke, who is one of who can stop a blaster like beam just mid-flight, which is insane.
That's a really cool scene, by the way. Yeah, when Poe just walks past it, like, what is happening? Yeah.
and then, he basically gets matched by this girl who has nothing.
Right.
Now, again, I think, she has survival skills, but as far as the Force goes, it's just like it was just like, oh, hey, here's the Force. It's a present for you.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Well, and if we compare, and I understand that right now I'm kind of doing like an inappropriate age comparison, but if we compare Rey to young Anakin, I mean, like both Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan couldn't believe how many midichlorians that Anakin was showing. So I'm going to assume that Rey was probably comparable.
Yeah, off the charts. Yeah,
off the charts, right? But here's the thing: Anakin had no idea what the Force was, and he didn't know that the Force was a thing that he could even use. Rey,
but again, he had those things, and
he had the exact
like. Right, he was pod racing, and he could do these things that he didn't understand it, but he could do things that other people couldn't. Like he could do something like humans couldn't pod race like he was pod racing. Yeah, here he is, a kid pod racing against these other against these like adult other creatures that are, because you have to have it's so fast, and you have to have such sensitivity and all this, and he's able to do it. And you see even Luke, right? Luke's talking about, oh, I used to do this. Womp rats and all this. So even though he didn't know, you kind of have that, oh, he's got some Force sensitive powers that he's been practicing. They've been coming out.
Yes, that's correct. And with Rey, nothing. Like she's just a scavenger.
Yep.
That's it. But again, I love Rey's character because, and this comes back, Brad, from our last year's episode. So listeners, if you haven't listened to last year's episode, it's a really good one. We talk in depth about the Boba Fett offshoot.
Which I still want, like, please break down that and make two different things so I can watch what happened before and then I can watch what happened in present time, but I don't have to keep bouncing back and forth in the middle of the episode because that drives me nuts.
Yeah.
They're fantastic, but please, Disney, please fix that. Give me a disc set that are separate. I will buy the DVDs.
I will buy them.
I'll buy the VHS. Just give me.
Yeah, that's right. But one of the things that you mentioned, or that we mentioned, was that, like, Luke really blew it about or sorry, not Luke. The directors of that Boba Fett series really blew it with Grogu, that Baby Yoda had to choose.
Well, that's like, Mandalorian.
That was Mandalorian?
Yeah.
No. That was still in the Boba Fett. That was still in the Boba Fett. Well,
they did
series.
Do the crossover.
Yeah, they did. Yes, they did. They did crossover, because remember, he and I'm trying to remember where this was, but they brought in the concept, the idea that Luke was about to train up Baby Yoda, and Baby Yoda, this was all in the book of Boba Fett, but Baby Yoda was too emotionally attached to the Mandalorian. And they blew it that you have to actually choose sentimentality over the Jedi path, or vice versa. The thing that I love about Rey's character is that she does not budge. She actually, and this comes back from what you were talking about, Brad, and this is a neat tie-in with the school, coming up to the School of Hard Knocks with no parents. And when she finally does gain people that love her, which she didn't realize could exist, or at least would not happen to her, she holds on to sentimentality while chasing the Jedi path. That I do like. That's one of the themes that I'm glad that they landed throughout 7, 8, and 9 is not the rejection of holding people close, but rather, like, the opposite. You hold people close and then hold them closer because you actually are stronger in the Force. You are stronger in yourself, and yada, 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 because of emotion, because of sentimentality. And that I'm glad for.
Yeah. Can we talk to you about the other thing that gets me?
Okay.
All right. You made a Death Star. It got blew up. You made another Death Star. It got blew up. You know what? That's the problem. That's the problem. We're not making a big enough gun. We need to make a bigger gun, but it's also going to get blown up. Like,
I know.
Like, can we give the dark side a little bit more creativity, a little bit more, like, I don't know, wisdom? I mean, like, they're some of the smartest people.
I mean,
right? They're
okay. Brad, I'm going to push back. For them to build 2 Death Stars and then another one the size and actually operationally functional planet. It is a planet. Like, so to your point, yeah, right. We're doing this again. Are we serious? We're seriously doing this again. Okay, the gun's bigger and it blows up multiple planets at once. It's the same thing.
Yeah, right.
But
how about someone at some point says to Darth Sidious or someone that's in leadership, hey, maybe we don't put all of our eggs in one basket.
I know.
Maybe everything that we have and winning this shouldn't be contingent on them being able to destroy one thing.
One big giant gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Is that all you guys got? Yeah, it is.
Well, and
well, that's too bad.
I know.
Next time we're going to make a galaxy-sized gun. Yeah, I mean, like, where are you going to go from this?
I know.
Like, that's no galaxy.
Yeah, right. That's not a galaxy. It's I don't have a comparison. It's too big. What do I call that?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not a catchphrase for that one.
It's the void. So nothing. That's already been done.
The nothing has already been done.
Story,
yes. Never ending story part 2. Yes, that's right. The nothingness. All right. So we've talked about Rey. We talked about Kylo Ren. I will say, dude, about Kylo, I want to finish up just real quick. The way that he has restoration is beautiful to me.
Mhm.
However, it does bring into question, was Han in fact a Jedi?
Han Solo, was he a Jedi?
Was he a Jedi?
Well, he wasn't a Jedi. No.
Because he comes back like one.
Does he have Force? Does he have the Force?
Because the question is, then, do you get to have the Jedi ghost without being a Jedi?
Well, it's a Force ghost.
It's a
just for
Force
record.
ghost.
It's a
Okay.
Force ghost.
It's a Force ghost.
So maybe honorary.
An honorary Jedi.
Let me tell you what I do love, and I think
He gets the Miss Congeniality Award.
I sat there after they kill Han Solo, and then when they make it look like they just killed Chewie, I was like, he better not be dead.
Yeah.
Like, I will walk out of this theater.
I'll riot.
I will wash my hands of these. I will not. And then it was like, oh, okay, that wasn't his ship. That was not, that was clever.
I'm going to be honest, dude. I was like,
I could appreciate it, but I was like,
too. I did. I took the bait too. Cause I was
like, if you killed Chewbacca right after you killed Han Solo,
I'm
to say this, after somebody.
Brad, I need to say this over the air. So not just that you hear it, but our listeners hear it. Ladies and gentlemen, Brad, my wife does not like Star Wars. She doesn't. But because she loves me, she has watched all of them. But Brad, that scene got her. Yeah. She went, they did not just kill Chewie.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
You don't even have to like Star Wars.
That's right.
You don't even have to like Star Wars to know that you don't
kill Chewbacca.
You don't kill Chewbacca.
Oh, dude.
Especially not like that.
It's not like, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You're going to kill Chewbacca. He better be saving the world, the planet, the solar system.
Yes. He has a noble death.
He chose to give his life.
That's right.
At the expense of others as a very old Wookiee.
That's right. Yeah, very old. Yeah, he does not die in shackles because somebody else decided I'm going to blow a ship up.
Yeah.
That's not how that works. So yeah, I just and I'm going to tell Shara that you and I recorded today, and I'm going to tell her, just to let you know, everyone's going to know that one got you. Because that's how big that scene is.
So let's talk about some of the other supporting characters.
Yes, yeah, that's where I wanted to go.
I think are good. One.
Who?
I said one. Hey, I'm giving you a first, number one.
Oh, characters that are good. Got it.
Yes,
I thought you named a character are good, and I thought I don't remember that one. Got it.
I will tell you, I was hesitant at first to like this character.
Okay.
But he grew on me, and that is BB-8.
Oh, I know.
I was like, that's not R2.
That's not R2.
That's
you cannot
R2.
replace R2. I know.
Yep.
I know.
But they did develop. He didn't replace R2.
I know.
But he did get in, like, this is like R2's younger cousin.
Yeah.
Whom I can accept.
The understudy. Yeah.
Yeah. Whom I still like more than C-3PO.
See, I like C-3PO as comedic relief. He does a wonder. No, he's supposed to. Yeah.
And he does a good job.
He does a good job at it. Yeah.
I'm like, you whiny little statistic. Don't give me the statistics.
Never give me the odds.
Yeah.
Right. So my favorite supporting character, as you mentioned, that's good, is Poe. Poe annoyed me at first because I thought, okay, this is not the kind of rebellion character that the rebellion needs. And the way that they developed kind of like his emotional stability through the relationship that he had with is it the general or the admiral, right? Like Leia's right-hand lady. I'm trying to think.
She made me so mad.
Oh, I hated her until she sacrificed herself.
No, and that gave her some points to me, but I was like, you're dumb. You're dumb. If you would have just told him, then he wouldn't have done that. You know, he's like, the character he is, the guy he is, and you're trying to teach him a moral lesson in the middle of running from.
Now that's
this
true.
is not the time for the moral lesson.
That's true.
This is like, hey, listen, I trust you. I know you're a loose cannon, but this is what we're doing.
And see, here's the thing. I didn't understand it either until she said, I like him. And I'm like, well, where the heck was that the whole time?
Yeah, maybe you should have told him that. Like, the people wouldn't have died.
Yeah. goodness.
They would not have even known if you would have just let him in on that plan. But you didn't yeah,
I know.
that still aggravates me. I'm like, yes, I love the fact that she did what she did.
Yes.
She saves herself. She is selfless, but she's dumb.
Yeah, but she's dumb.
Selfless, but dumb.
But again, it was through that whole development that I saw Poe began to realize this is what I'm fighting for. Like I saw in Poe's character that there's something way bigger than what he realized was going on. But I will say that it is a lot of fun, cinematically to watch him fly. Now,
just like he told you that he's having trouble with what you're doing. All right. And would just trust me. All right. You're not Jesus, lady. Okay. That's not how it works. Sorry. You got me passionate now. That I was like, it makes no sense. I think it's the problem, because if she's as smart as she is, she's Leia's right hand woman. Like, it makes no sense for her to just lock him out and not tell him.
I know.
And
to see the extent
in so
of
doing, yes, again, Poe's got to take responsibility for that, but so do you.
Right.
Like, you knew how passionate he was. You knew he was going to do something like that.
Yeah.
You think you're just going to be like, no, don't do it. And he's going to be like, okay, this one time when it matters the most, I won't.
I know, man.
It's stupid. Sorry.
I know. It is. It's stupid.
Take a deep breath.
But I know I said this a year ago, but I'm going to say it again because we are talking about 7, 8, and 9. There's a scene that ticked me off, and it was when Kylo Ren shot a missile into the I'm trying to think of the cockpit, like the administrative cockpit, basically, where the majority of the leadership was, and killed Akbar. That one got me. I was mad. Like, you don't do that to Admiral Akbar. Yeah. He's been through too much. And that kind of harkens back to like the Chewie thing, except Chewie's more important because he clearly is more important. But
so one of the characters I like, and I really like that they brought him out because we don't see him as much, and that's Andy Serkis's character, not Snoke, but the second character that he plays, actually, as the human, which is Kino Loy. He's the one that gets them the codes. He gets them in. And then he double crosses them.
Yeah.
But it works so well because it's like, look, there's no honor among thieves, right? You're getting this very brilliant yet gambling addict, slimy guy.
Yeah. I did not realize that it was the same guy. That the same actor played both.
Yeah, that's
people.
Gollum, right?
Yeah,
there.
it is Gollum. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Andy Serkis. I didn't realize that.
Fantastic actor.
Yes.
Does some amazing work again with some of these CGI characters. So I thought it was really nice to just see him and see how good of an actor he is.
Yeah.
Just as again, in human form, no CGI. Right. Just so I really like that. But then I'm like I wasn't even mad when he did that. It's just like, okay, yeah. I mean, you should have expected that.
Yeah, you should have seen that coming. Yeah,
I did kind of. Yeah.
I mean, I
was still upset about it, but I was like, well, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense that you would do that.
Well, yeah, of course. And whenever the very first time that I saw that one, because that one's movie 8. And I'm trying to remember, it's The Force Awakens something, and then the last Jedi. I'm trying to remember what the middle one is, movie 8. But whenever Brad, they were in Andy Serkis's ship, right? The Gambler. And he was explaining that, like the elite, the side of the elite, that as long as somebody's willing to pay money for it, I'll sell a weapon to whoever. That's when I got to thinking, I don't know if this person is who they think that he is.
You know what? I think I'm missing this because I'm looking at this now. He played the Kino Loy on Andor series. So that's a different character. I think I'm mixing characters up. Still a great character.
Yeah, he's a good character.
If you haven't seen Andor. So what am I thinking? Who am I thinking of then?
I don't know his name, but I know I mean, I can see the guy.
But I mean, that character, yeah, I was thinking it was Andy Serkis, but now that I'm fact checking myself, it's not. I'm correcting myself for all of you that have already corrected me in the podcast.
That's right. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's
For
not what
anybody
it is.
that's well actioning the heck out of Brad, we appreciate it. He finally heard you.
I don't know.
So Brad, I'm curious. I want to take a right-hand turn here. Do you like Finn? I kind of don't. And it has nothing and it has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that he's a black guy. I just need everybody to understand that. Like, I just don't like his character.
I don't mind his character.
Weird.
It is. I actually kind of like some of the character development from kind of his coming out of like, hey, I'm a number and now I have a name. I don't dislike the character.
I think,
and I know that some people, I know he threw a big fuss that he thought he deserved to be more in like his character should have been more.
Yeah,
and I disagree.
It should have been more.
Well, I kind of disagree with that. I think I like the depth of his character. He's not supposed to be, I don't think. I mean, I think he's not supposed to be the hero, right? He's supposed to be a Poe who's not the hero, right? He's not supposed to be.
So, dude, I would disagree that Poe is not the hero. Poe is absolutely a hero. Now,
he is a hero.
He is
a hero.
And Finn, I think the way that Finn's character works.
I think Finn's a hero too. But
absolutely
he's not.
But okay, so Brad, I think what
Han Solo, Chewbacca. Han Solo and Chewbacca are not the heroes, right? R2D2 is.
Right.
So they're not the heroes, but they're heroes, but they're not the main heroes. They're beloved characters that we love that we're going to go, oh, you just killed him. And I think he's that. But it's secondary, not primary. I guess for me,
I think what would have made his character more, because like all of the things that he did throughout the movie series, I think were somewhat enough. I don't necessarily like the way that he tried to commit suicide, sort of like Independence Day style, in the second movie, I think may have been a little overdone, a little too emotionally charged.
Right.
But I think what would have made his character more is that they should have actually poised him to be an active and like experienced stormtrooper, not a greenie.
That's true.
Because
I could get that. He's kind of like he's not not the greatest stormtrooper.
Well, no. He explains in movie 7 that in his first battle, so he didn't actually know what being a stormtrooper was about. I mean, I think the movie rushed into it too quick.
Yeah.
Because like if he had been a vet and then began to realize this is what the Empire is really about, I am on board now. Because like I don't think that
I don't like fighting.
Yes, I don't think they gave him enough reason to dislike the Empire.
Yeah.
You know, and another thing that confuses me, why was he part of the infantry? And then when Han Solo asked him, what did you do with the Empire? He said sanitation. Yeah. I'm confused here. Like there are things about the movie that do, and I'm going to come back to it again. It's too random.
Yeah.
I like the idea. I think there's a very interesting premise about like cranking the narrative back up post Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm.
Like the opening scenes with the big giant downed Corellian ships, right? The big downed Empire ships, what things would look like after the Empire had been defeated. I like that idea. But the narratives just seem, outside of Kylo Ren, the narratives seem too random.
Yeah. And I think they focused on the mainstream and again, they lost a lot.
Yeah. They lost a lot
in the side. I like his character's struggle though. Again, I like his struggle with I'm a coward, but I'm not a coward.
Yeah.
And I'm learning to be brave.
I think there's
I'm figuring this out. But yeah, but I know I'm with you. I'm with you with what you said.
Yeah.
Right. They could have developed that character better and explained more, and instead of kind of having him just as because he kind of ends up as a limb that you just like, okay,
We're talking about Finn.
yeah,
Yeah, okay. I was thinking that you were talking about Kylo Ren. Yeah,
no,
yeah. He's like okay. His character's there.
yeah,
Well, Brad, I know that you got to go.
I do, yeah.
Yeah. And so, listeners, there you go. There is our third annual May the 4th episode special. We thank you so much for listening in. Thank you so much for hanging around. Please keep up with us, and our sincerest apologies that life on both of our ends has really just been spread really thin. We will be back at it. Brad and I already have a plan to get our episodes back up and running on a regular basis. So our apologies, guys, for those of you who have been looking out for them. But happy May the 4th. Brad, may the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you.
Thank
and
you.
Also with you.
And also with you. And with you. And with you. So, listeners, you know what to do. Follow us on our socials, Facebook group page, our Instagram page, our YouTube channel. And we love you. We really do. Listeners, we love you.
We do.
Ton. Brad, I love you, buddy.
Love you too.
And listeners, we will catch you next time.
Go be his church.